Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian and I'm CTO and co-founder of dcSpark, a crypto ecosystem builder company. And this week we're doing another weekly update where we go over everything that happened in both dcSpark and partners such as Milkomeda and Paima Studios. And you might notice this week that I'm in a different location. I'm in a hotel room, and that's because this week we were attending Converge22, which is the first instance of a new conference by Circle, the company behind USDC, where we were there talking about Milkomeda and our new deployment of Milkomeda for Elgran, which is coming out fairly soon. And there was also a demo by Paima Studios talking about their new game for Milkomeda C1, which is the Cardano deployment. It went really well. There's a lot of people interested in both Milkomeda and what the work Paima Studios is doing. So I would consider it a huge success, and you'll see a lot of hopefully updates in the future about new partners we met at the event that'll be working with us. Also, in general Milkomeda news, there's now Gnosis Safe being deployed to Milkomeda C1. So you can find the deployment on C1, and of course this will come out to A1 as soon as that hits mainnet. So for those who don't know, Gnosis Safe is a way to do multisig for EVM based chains. So this should make it easier to have multisig on Milkomeda, be it C1 or in the future A1, and connect these multisig to the base layer as well. So for example, if you're a Cardano user, an Elgran user, and you prefer the kind of multisig experience on Milkomeda for whatever reason, you can now create multisigs on the layer 2 / sidechain. We're also, speaking of Elgran, if you're wondering how all this Elgran work is happening, Milkomeda is actually the recipient of the Elgran super grant. So that was announced by the Elgran Foundation that Milkomeda is one of the recipients of the EVM compatibility super grant, and you can go check out the blog post to learn more. For the Elgran deployment, we actually have some launch partners. So for example, Blue Shift is a DEX that currently lives on C1, and they announced support for A1 as well. So we have DEXs launching on day one, and we also have bridges launching on day one. So for example, Multichain is a bridge that exists on C1, and they also announced that they're launching on A1. Now, of course, you have to do your due diligence with all DEXs, bridges, and so on, but there will be multiple launch partners on day one for the Elgran chain, which is exciting. And it's great to see that the partners deploying on C1 are coming to A1, and partners that have shown interest in deploying to A1 are also happy to deploy on C1. So really, building this cross-chain between Cardano and Elgran, and we're looking forward to adding more chains in that family in the future. We're also, of course, helping build the ecosystem in our own way. So for example, Milkomeda had a DAO hackathon for projects that want to build DAO tooling for Milkomeda C1. And so that's kind of wrapping up fairly soon. The deadline has passed, and you'll see the results announced and what projects have been built fairly soon. So if you want to check out the DAO hackathon results, check out the Milkomeda Twitter account, and we'll do more hackathons in the future. So if you're interested in building for Milkomeda, be it C1, A1, or other deployments in the future, definitely check out Milkomeda on social media. We have grants and hackathons that you can apply to. Speaking of grants, the Fund 9 Catalyst results have been announced, and there have been multiple proposals by dcSpark, Paima, and Milkomeda that were passed. So I'm going to go over them extremely fast, just so you get an idea of what we passed. So the first one is Wallet Connect support for Cardano to add better mobile support. The other one is a Cardano Wallet 1 box to make it easier for new companies to create their own wallets and set up all the servers and infrastructure for that. We got an audit for Fracata, which, if you don't know, it's fractionalized NFTs for Cardano. So we built the we built the smart contract, we got it audited, and now we asked for funds to get the audit addressed, pay for the cost of addressing audit concerns, and so that got approved, and so that'll be done. We also got it funded to help build the Catalyst SDK for DREP support, so that people can delegate their voting power. We also got funding for a SIP25 Rust library, WASM library, and a JavaScript library. We got funding for CARP, which is a replacement for dbSync that is much faster and much more flexible. We also got funding to help continue building Rust CodeGen support for Cardano, so you can automatically generate Cardano libraries from specifications. We got a funding for a fast reindexable data format for Cardano indexers, that indexers can easily re-index data so developers can have better agility when they're working on custom indexers. There's a proposal by the Milkomeda team to solve asset fractionalization for bridges. So if you have multiple bridges, they all have their own version of tokens that they bridge over from different ecosystems. And so this asset fractionalization can cause some issues. And so a proposal was passed to basically write a contract that aggregates these various bridges. There's also a proposal to backpay the Milkomeda team for the work they did on the JED proof of concept that was deployed to Milkomeda a few months ago. And also a proposal passed to add liquid staking to Milkomeda so that you can continue earning your staking rewards while using the Milkomeda sidechain, and in the future as well while you're using the Milkomeda A1 layer 2. Also, there's a proposal by Paima that was to fund another Milkomeda game. So as you know, Paima announced their first game last week, and now they got a Catalyst proposal to basically build a second game. And we also got funding for an accelerator program. So this is going to be our third accelerator program. So you may know some companies that passed the first accelerator program. You may know some companies that got accepted into the second, and we're now gearing up towards the third accelerator. And then lastly, there is a proposal to help fund dcSpark as itself as well as the company. So that's kind of the summary of all our Catalyst proposals. I know that was a lot, but thanks for all the support. I was really blown away by how much support we got for our company. And we're working hard every day, our entire team, to help improve and build these ecosystems. So thank you for all your support. And lastly, Flint, which is a wallet for Cardano at the moment, but will support Milkomeda and Elgran in the future, announced a deep link support last week so that mobile applications can easily open up Flint and connect to dApps without having to have the user kind of find their dApp through Flint first. So that was announced last week. We saw some cool apps like CNFT Jungle integrate deep link support for better user experience, and we now have a deep link generator so that any website or app can easily generate deep links to connect their application to Cardano wallets easily through a single link. So that's it for this week. I'll be traveling, as I previously mentioned, I'll be traveling all the way up until October 17th. And so until then, I'll be kind of in hotels and all of this, but thanks for your show of support, and we'll continue working hard.